My name is Professor Ernst Rietschel. I have been trained in biochemistry, in chemistry, in Munich and in Freiburg. And I did my doctoral dissertation at the Max Planck Institute of Immunobiology in Freiburg. The director at the time was Professor Otto Westphal, who will play a role if I talk about my relationship to Clinique La Prairie. And so immunology is the fantastic field of how our organism deals with external problems like infection, and immunology is the science of how this goes about. After that time in Freiburg at the Max Planck Institute of Immunobiology, I became director of a large institute in the neighborhood of Hamburg, which was characterized by the fact that there was a medical clinic attached, and we did many studies to transfer basic science which were produced in the institute to the medical clinic and back. I was a professor at the University of Lübeck for many years, and the highlight of my career is that I was founding director of the Berlin Institute of Health, a large institution which is dedicated to translation, that is the transfer of basic knowledge to medical practice. How do I develop a medicament? And also the transfer of medical observation of a doctor with a patient to basic research. Paul Niehans was a genius in my ideas. He was a medical doctor who was interested in science, and he cared very much for his patients. So one patient, when he started all that, one patient had a problem with the thyroid gland. And by some mistake of a medical doctor, the thyroid gland was cut off, and that patient was going to die. And Paul Niehans was called to this patient, and he had the idea, the ingenious idea, to inject thyroid gland cells, and the patient was saved. And that gave the starting point to Paul Niehans to think about cellular therapy. And he was very successful in that. And he treated thousands of patients, and he founded this clinic here. And many famous people came here to be treated, among them Pope Pius XII, and film actors and politicians and many others, and still are keeping on to come here. So one can say there were two problems. One was the question, do we really need living cells, because the preparation was not so easy. And the second was that in these living cells, there's always the potential that allergies may be induced. Although the doctors here observed allergies only in very rare cases. Anyway, to be on an ethical side, we decided in 1995 to change from the concept of living cells to an extract of cells. So with the basic idea that the biologically active principle is within the cell and does not require a living cell. And we can control then much better all these problems than we could before. So this extract then was the basis of treatment of patients here. And the extract, to say it again, meant that we do not need living cells. And that was already mentioned by Paul Niehans in his only and famous book, The Cellular Therapy. And I show you the first page because very important for me. This is a dedication of Paul Niehans to my father, who was a medical doctor and also studied cellular therapy. So even Niehans already realized maybe we do not need the cells, but we need cellular extracts and proteins. So the research we have done during the last 15 years has combined the efforts of an international team of researchers, renowned researchers, all professors and all well-known, and we have written down all our data in about 30 refereed publications. So everybody can read what we have done. And the team comprised researchers from the United States, from Canada, from Switzerland, and from Germany. And what we have done during this time is always based on our patent to really pinpoint down what molecules are the ones in the extract which are really active and promoting what I have said, both the defense activation and the activation of the central nervous system. And we have grouped these two activities in two major regions. One is regeneration, and that is the mental part, your mental fitness, and the rejuvenation, that is your activity as far as the immune system is concerned. It's like a vaccination, so you get and you need a boost, and that boost is given from time to time. So the patients come back here, and then they receive the same treatment, and so they are kept on a better level of memory and of physical fitness all the time. Because we know, as I said before, we are not sick all the time. Most of the time we are healthy. How come? We have so many bacteria in us and around us, still we are not sick. So there must be, this system must be very efficient, and sometimes the bacteria are stronger than our defense system. And in this situation, we should have a drug, a remedy to elevate the potential of our defense system without giving antibiotics, without giving that and that. And this is what we are working on, because I personally am convinced this is medication of the future, that we not just target one single disease, but that we target the general ability of a human being to be better suited to fight against a disease like cancer, allergy, or infection. And we know what molecules or what substances we could use, but we have to define these in a better way, and that's what we are doing, in the hopes that in 2 or 3 years from now, we have that molecule in hand and then can introduce that as a unique selling point to Clinique La Prairie. We are using something similar right now, so we are on the right way, and I think Clinique La Prairie can be proud to say that the combination of these treatments is unique in the world at the present time, but we want to be better, and we will be better in 2 years from now. As a conclusion of what I have said, I think Clinique La Prairie is unique in the sense that they have based all their activities on science. There's not a single step which has been done here which has not been scientifically justified. So that team is proud to work for Clinique La Prairie. And we undersign the motto of the clinic, that is to live a better, healthier, and hopefully longer life, or as I would say it, add life to your years and perhaps years to your life.